Today I'm going to talk to you about some things you should know if you're going to sail out of Galveston, some things that I think might change your opinion about sailing out of Galveston as far as options of cruises go. I know that it changed mine and makes me take a second look at Galveston, and we've got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and a while ago one of you were so kind to send me an email with lots of information about sailing out of Galveston, and I printed it out and I set it on my desk, and I just kept passing it over thinking about what I was going to talk to you about. And then it occurred to me how important what you had sent me was, and it also made me think about things in a different way as I was looking at some itineraries. So we've got a Let's Go family member, and he has been so kind to send me some really valuable information on places to stay, on things to be sure to see if you're going to sail out of Galveston, because often we'll fly in, you should go the day before, so you maybe would have some time to go sightseeing. And so let me tell you those things really quick, and then I want to talk to you about Princess sailing out of Galveston. So if you are not aware, Princess is just barely in December starting to sail the Ruby Princess out of Galveston, and she is going to be there, if I remember correctly, until like into the beginning-ish of April, and then she'll be moving on. And then next year the Regal Princess is going to come to Galveston for a little while. The Regal Princess will be coming, leaving Southampton on an amazing itinerary on September 24th to head to Galveston, and then she'll be going March 24th of 2024. She'll be moving from sailing from Galveston over to sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. So let me tell you a few things first to see in Galveston, or if you're going. These are things like I would not miss them if I were going to sail out of Galveston. And so first of all, he said that right across from where the port is there, they have a railroad car option where people can plan to spend the night if you're going to be going on a cruise the next morning. Very handy. It's called, it's across the street. It's right close to the port. They've got a railroad car museum right there, but then they also have a place for you to spend the night. And so look that up if you want to. It's Galveston RM for RR, sorry, GalvestonRRmuseum.org, and I'll have Gordon put that under this video. But they also have a place to stay in the railroad sleeping car, like I said. So that is a really fun option. He also said that right across the channel from the cruise terminal is the Battleship Texas. She is currently in dry dock, and they expect it to be about 14 months, I guess, from when it started, which leaves us with, I don't know, is less than a year left on that, but it is the only surviving battleship from World War I, and it says that during World War II, the Texas was at Omaha Beach on D-Day, and it also went to the Pacific for the Battle of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. So that is a real piece of history that they have sitting there. Like, I think that's worth going to Texas to visit, even if you're not sailing out of Galveston. Thank you very much, David, for telling us about this. Also, going down the channel, the Galveston Channel, just on the left side across the channel from the ferry landing, is a World War II destroyer and a World War II submarine named the Seawolf that actually sank one of the Japanese aircraft carriers that had attacked Pearl Harbor. And it says, look at the bay about 100 yards. So when you're there, look about from number 2, in which there is a partially submerged ship made of concrete from World War I, which was built because of a shortage of steel during the war. Can you imagine that? Like, Gordon and I need to squeeze in a plan to Galveston, a trip. And then it says, drive down the road from the cruise terminal towards the UTMB hospital. And on the right side, there is a historical marker at a house foundation, which is the location of Jean Lafitte's house, who was a pirate who supplied men in arms to Andrew Jackson at the Battle of New Orleans when the British were defeated during the War of 1812. And then finally, you can visit the free Galveston County Museum, which is a couple of blocks from the cruise terminal. Also, once the cruise ship makes a 90-degree turn from the Galveston Channel, going between the jetties to the Gulf, on the left side, just across the street from the old lighthouse, is where the Spanish first built a fort in the 1500s, and the U.S. Army built a concrete fort there when it was used during the Spanish-American War in 1898, and then again in World War I and in World War II. And here's the last one. In the 1950s, there were illegal gambling places in Galveston, and the sheriff found a stash of slot machines that were being stored in the tunnels of the old fort in number 6, and the sheriff had the slot machines dumped in the bay near the sunken concrete ship that I just told you about. Now, how is that? Thank you again for sending this to me. Like I said, this is worth a visit to Galveston, even if you're not sailing out of there. But if you are sailing out of there, you have got to go see these things. Tell us about it if you do. This sounds spectacular. I really appreciate that. Now, what reminded me of this magnificent information that our Let's Go family member had sent me is I've been looking through itineraries a lot as I've been trying to pick group cruises and things that Gordon and I want to do, and I came across, they call it a 33 night, here I have it right here, it's a 33-day tropical grand adventure. It goes from Southampton to Galveston. And so you go to, and it's really cool the way that it works because it combines a 33-day cruise. And so you leave Southampton, you have a sea day, and then you go to Cork, Ireland, Dublin, Belfast, Glasgow, have a day at sea, go to the Orkney Islands, Invergordon, Scotland, Edinburgh, a day at sea, then Paris. It's a lot like our group cruise is in June of 2024. But after you go to Edinburgh, then the sea day, and then Le Havre for Normandy and Paris, you end up back in Southampton. So you can either do that 33-day cruise and then Southampton you're going to leave and head to Spain. But if you don't want to do that whole part I listed, you can get on the ship when she returns to Southampton after Paris on October 6th. So October 6th she'll be back in Southampton. You can hop on the ship. Then it becomes a 21-day voyage from Southampton to Galveston. And once you get on the ship that day, then you're going to go to Paris, have a sea day, go to Bilbao, Spain, Vigo, Spain, a day at sea, Madeira, Portugal, and then you've got 6 days at sea, then to Antigua, then St. Thomas, 2 more days, then you go to Grand Cayman, 2 more days, and you are in Galveston. So how is that for an amazing journey? It's amazing, and the price that they have it for is very, very, very reasonable for a 33 or a 21-day cruise, and that's going to Galveston. That's amazing to me. They usually have cruises go like that to Fort Lauderdale, and that's where we see those cruises going predominantly, like almost always. And so this is a really extra special opportunity, whether you live in Galveston or Texas or not. This to me is a whole new reason to do that. And then after that, she is going to do then she's going to be doing the Caribbean cruises like we commonly see out of Galveston. So I thought that that would be really helpful for you. Another thing that I have learned about, as I have tried to learn about this, is that when you sail out of Texas, Texas does not allow drink packages the way that cruise lines do them, and I'm not sure exactly why, but it makes it so that your drink package, the way that we think of drink packages, are not in effect on the first, like when you first get on the ship and when you're coming back into port. You have to wait until you're in international waters. And so let me tell you what a Let's Go family member just recently said. They said that they're on the Ruby Princess, just like recently, and they were offered a limited drink menu and told that we'd pay for the drinks plus tax as long as we were in port or in Texas waters. International waters start 24 miles off of shore because Texas doesn't allow all-you-can-drink drink packages. So they just decided to go ahead, and the sail away was at 4. They went to dinner at 5:20. When they sat down, they asked the waiter if they were already out in international waters, and he said no. And in about 20 minutes later, the waiter came back and said, "We're in international waters. What would you like to drink?" Another Let's Go family member mentioned that you could, that Princess gave everybody a $25 onboard credit. They called it a cruise disruption credit, so that you could order whatever drink you wanted and that would cover the charge. And so that was a nice way of doing it. I've also heard that on some other cruise lines, and don't quote me on this, this is hearsay. A Let's Go family member didn't tell me. I was just looking up things and found it. And some people say that on some cruise lines, they will just charge you the tax for the drink instead of the whole drink if you have a drink package until you get out to international waters, and then it takes effect. So let us all know if you're cruising on the Ruby soon, if your experience is the same as the One Let's Go family member that had put that. And so I appreciate all of you letting me know, and that's really valuable information. Clearly they're going to tell you this when you get on a ship sailing out of Galveston, but it's also really nice to know things in advance so you know a little bit about what to expect. And then finally, we have an update from a Let's Go family member who is on the Ruby right now. They're sailing from Galveston to Roatan, Belize, and Cozumel. They say that the staff is great. The dining room is running very smoothly. The lunch menu choices are few. Dinner's a little bit better. Portions are good. Quality is very good. See, this is good news, you guys. The sea is very calm and partly cloudy. Lots of people. They've got 3 pools and they're very busy. The buffet area is not too crowded. It's their second day out, and this was the day before yesterday, and they will let us know as they go along more information. So thank you very much for that update, and thank you all for sticking with me. Does this information make you want to go to Galveston? Now I need to figure out a cruise out of Galveston or a handy way to get there, because I really want to see all these historical sites. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Like I always say, we honestly really do need you with us, and look forward to you joining us. And if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.